Over the years, the Elvis estate has released mountains of material, unreleased material, yet they've held off on releasing the entire Elvis in concert performance. They've always said Elvis was sick, the implication being we don't really want people to remember him that way. As someone who worked on that program, do you think it should have been released or should be released now, 40 years later?
Well, I was showing clips mainly from my part of the show,
right.
In Bad Nauheim last year, in front of, I think, maybe was it 1,000 or 1,500 Elvis Presley fans.
Mm.
They all loved every minute of it.
Mm.
And they all said, yes, he was overweight. Yes, he was sweaty. Yes, he was maybe not remembering his lyrics or whatever. But it didn't matter because the dynamic that came from this man.
Now guys, I found it interesting that she says that she thinks that the CBS special should be released. Not interesting that, I mean, of course she's in it, so she probably would want it to be released. But I think that, and I think a lot of you will agree with me, that if the CBS special were to be released and yeah, the bad footage was out, maybe it could be on like the FTD label. And for those of you who don't know what that label is, that's the Follow That Dream label. It's like a collector's label for maybe like the hardcore fans would purchase stuff on. I think that it could be done that way, and maybe also not just have it just be the footage and that's it. Maybe a little bit of a more documentary type thing where they say, this is what Elvis was going through, this is why it was hard on him, to like help understand the man. And I think that the human Elvis would sell more than the legend, untouchable Elvis, you know, that I think EP wants to portray. I understand why they don't want it to be released, but I think that he would gain maybe even a better following if it were released, but released in a way that would show that Elvis went through some things, so you can see the ups and the downs. Like if you're playing a movie, you know, you want there to be a drama, a triumph, like you tell the whole thing. And I think if EPE presented the CBS special in a way to where people could understand what Elvis was going through, it could help a lot of people.
What CBS should have done originally, they should have simply said, okay, let's cut the show. Let's make it shorter. Let's take the best, and I had already told them which angles I thought was good enough, and then fill it up with more of our documentary material,
right.
Make it more like a day in Elvis's life on tour.
Right. Yeah.
Then they could have done it, but it was too late, and they didn't, and the concert footage, a lot of it was unusable.
And it's most of it's on YouTube now anyway.
It is, and the time is gone, the time has passed. I think this is a moment in Elvis's and my life, actually, where two people who didn't know each other, who never got to know each other, but who had an understanding of mutual respect. And I will always respect him, and I will always remember him as this kind, wonderful man who had so much humanity.